is the Rob Carson Show. Are you ready to be podsmacked? Now, here's Rob Carson.
Hey, guys, welcome to the show. Glad to have you with me. This is what happens when you work at home. You get interrupted by the what. Welcome to the show, guys. We got a lot of stuff to get to today. A lot of stuff on the FBI memos and the unbelievable story about how the Obama administration weaponized the FBI and the DOJ in the last few months of its waning presidency. I'm going to get to some details on this. I've never seen anything like this in my life. I think it's shameful because I've been listening to the news media today, CBS, ABC, NBC, top of the hour on the radio, and they aren't even mentioning the story of the second memo. Tell me what's wrong with that. I mean, tell me what the hell is wrong with that. It is unbelievable. Hello, Marty. How you doing, Jennifer? What's going on? Can I just real quick before we do anything here? I want to thank you, okay? My wife lost her job last Thursday, all right? Well, here's something cool. We'll get into the news of the day. My wife lost her job Thursday, and we're like, how in the F are we going to pay the rent? How in the F are we going to, we're going to be out of healthcare at the end of the month? I ain't going to sign up for effing Obamacare. Screw that. You know what? Her first job interview today, she landed the gig. Oh, anyway, Alice and Sue, glad to have you joining me tonight. So here's the thing. Here's what we need to know today. And I'm trying to distill all of this, and I'm not going to try and make it as complicated. I watched Hannity's monologue last night, and while I appreciate Sean Hannity, 18 minutes after he got into this monologue about the FBI and what's going on with Peter Strzok and his concubine and all this stuff, it got a little foggy. Get a little glassy-eyed there, okay? But we got the missing texts that apparently the FBI didn't realize they had. But I think honestly, because of the public outcry, they always had them. Yeah, they always had these texts that were available. There was 5 months of texts that the FBI said, "Oh, we don't have it. We don't have it between Lisa Page and Peter Strzok. We just don't have it." Yeah, they found it. They found it. So not only did they exchange disparaging messages about the president and his campaign, apparently they also said that Barack Obama wanted to know everything. Barack Obama wanted to know everything about the FBI investigation into Hillary Clinton. Because there was an investigation into Hillary Clinton, okay, about her email server, right? There was no investigation by the FBI into Uranium One, the State Department, all that. No. This was just about the 33,000 emails that they asked to get the emails, right? The FBI asked for the emails, the DOJ asked for the emails, and they disappeared. 33,000 of them gone. Oh, it's all about yoga and planning a wedding. And then they bit the servers, and then they destroyed all of the Blackberries and all of the sundry electronic items with regard. Now, does that really sound like you don't want people to find your yoga, emails? Oh, my goodness. Anyway. But here's the thing. Barack Obama, and you look at these, these texts between Peter Strzok and his lover, wanted to know everything about the FBI, everything about the FBI investigation. All right? The date here is significant as it comes between the time that Comey announced the FBI's recommendations to the Department of Justice, July 5th, 2016, and the time the new emails were discovered by Anthony on Anthony Weiner's laptop later in September. This thing holds, it stinks to high heaven, right? Doesn't it stink to high heaven? Carolyn says ABC, CBS, NBC should not be allowed to be called news. Oh, no. They are, honey, they are, sorry to call you honey. I don't think you'll mind. They're Pravda. They're tools. They are tools for the Democrat establishment. And dear God in heaven, if we haven't figured that out by now, I mean, honestly, this whole thing stinks to high heaven. Trey Gowdy was asked last night on Fox News. Martha McCallum said, because you look at everything in all of its context. You look at the FBI and the DOJ and this Russian dossier that was unproven, paid for by Hillary Clinton, the DNC, and Barack Obama's Organizing for America. And they went to a FISA court to get a warrant to surveil the Trump campaign, and they never said. Now, I blame the FISA court to some degree, but they obviously did not include the fact that Hillary Clinton paid for the damn thing. She paid for it. Hillary Clinton and the DNC and Barack Obama paid for the damn thing. The FISA court apparently never asked. They were never told that what they were getting here to surveil the Trump campaign was bought and paid for by a political campaign. Now, if this goes higher to the FISA court, and I wouldn't doubt it, because it sounds like Barack Obama is involved with this, I want to know everything. I can't do a Barack Obama impersonation. I want to know everything. I can't do it. Then maybe the FISA court and Obama were involved. Maybe who the hell knows? Barack Obama was the president for 8 years. You talking about a deep state? Do you suppose the deep state extended to the FISA court and the presidency? Do you think? It sounds very conspiratorial. I know. It sounds like Alex Jones. I don't want to sound like Alex Jones. He's a really good guy, and, whatever, he's insane. But I don't really want to go down there. Here is Trey Gowdy, and treading lightly on the possibility of conspiracy between the FBI and the DNC to get the FISA warrant. Here he is. Come on, slow computer.
That's such a serious allegation. You would have to have something other than the fact that they were signing documents that led me to draw that conclusion. I'm really troubled by what I've read in the struck page text. It is manifest bias in a way that I've never seen it before. That troubles me more than the fact that Rod Rosenstein did not feel the need to do independent research to corroborate assertions made in a court proceeding. If there's no evidence of conspiracy, I am loath to accuse someone of it.
I understand that because you have credibility, and I don't, you see. I think 100%. You look at Peter Strzok and his concubine, Lisa Page, and their texts. You can't let that kind of bias not affect what you do at work. And he talked about a safety net if Donald Trump were to be elected and all this stuff. Oh, my friends, it's not just about a dipwad deputy, whatever, to the FBI. This is about an FBI that had been controlled by the Obama administration, that was not happy about Donald Trump being the candidate and not happy about Hillary Clinton losing. This is all about disrupting a campaign, ending a candidacy, disrupting a transitional period, and then effectively a bloodless coup. Oh, I know, that's crazy. That just sounds so crazy, right? You know what? I'm usually right on this stuff. You're just getting to know me. I get it. But it is, you got to know my show, and I've been doing it for a while. Eventually, what I say generally proves to be true, and some other talk show hosts go, oh, yeah. I said it yesterday about Mark Levin. God bless Mark Levin. I admire him so much. But I said, why in the hell would the Russians want Donald Trump to be president? There was no reason for Donald Trump to be president. Why would they want Donald Trump to be president? He's a hawk with regard to defense. Hillary Clinton was a buffoon. Honestly, she had a reset button for the Soviet Union that was misspelled. It said overcharge. She sold the rights with the help of the State Department to 1/5 of our uranium rights in this country to Russia. She got $145 million from the Russian government to her global initiative, the Clinton Global Initiative, and the foundation. Why in the hell would Russia want Donald Trump to be president? Kingdom. This is so glorious. It's just the circle is complete. It's like, duh. I mean, duh. This was all a cover-up. It was all a cover-up from the get-go, and it started with Uranium One. If you disagree, write me, please, because I'd love to argue with you. Because I know many of you love me, including Alice. Thank you. Thank you for sharing. Donna, good. Eva, they will never arrest anybody. You're right, because there are some people in this country who honestly are above the law. And it ain't you and me, baby. It is not me. Kelly, I'm married to a Kelly. Would share, but I don't want someone on my Facebook coming in here to talk about the above subject. Okay, all right, I get it. If you would, please, and I'm asking this because last night we had a record night for shares for my show, and it means so much to me, you have no idea. If you would share the show with others, I would be forever in your debt. If you like what I'm doing here, will you share it with others tonight while the show is happening? Because things are growing marvelously. We've got a lot of great shows on this page and all the pages associated with Liberty One TV. So if you would share, it would mean a lot. Because now my wife has a job, and now I need to get a job. All right. Let's get to some other, some other audio here. This... I get frustrated. You get frustrated when you see the mainstream media, and it's a cliche, I get it. But we see the mainstream media skip stories like this today, like the two major memos. And I guarantee you, when there's a new memo coming out, and it's a Democrat memo coming out with regard to this, and it's going to contain redacted information, and it's going to Adam Schiff, who's just a weasel bastard. Adam Schiff, have you seen this just ungodly weasel bastard congressman from California? John Roberts says sources tell Fox News that Adam Schiff's memo, the one they want to have released, contains information pertaining to sources and methods that will likely require redaction, to which the Democrat Party will say, if Donald Trump redacts them for national security reasons, that he's covering up stuff. Does this surprise you? God, the Democrat Party is so broken, and I've said this, honestly, I have said this since the Clinton administration. Intellectually and morally bankrupt. Intellectually and morally bankrupt. And you know where it starts? It starts with killing babies. And I know that sounds very pro-life. Yeah, I'm pro-life because I was a fetus. But that's where it started for me. That's when I realized the Democrat Party was morally and intellectually bankrupt. This is the latest example. The FBI, the DOJ, working with the President of the United States, with a campaign that not only successfully took an opposition candidate in the DNC, Bernie Sanders, out of the race because the DNC was broke. And Hillary Clinton stepped in and said, you need to crown me and take him out. And they did. And they did it by scheduling debates. At times they would never be seen. All these things. And then Hillary Clinton and the DOJ and Barack Obama's Organizing for America, don't forget that, paid for a dossier through a law firm to separate them from the fact that they did it, to take to a FISA court and surveil a civilian running for president and his team. I got to tell you, I haven't seen anything like this in a while. Because it was about upsetting you already had the primary upset. Fine. Wasn't good enough for Hillary Clinton and Barack Obama. Had to be an upset of the election. And you know what is amazing? Despite all of this, $13 million spent on a dossier and 2 FISA warrants that allowed wiretapping of a candidate and a fishing expedition of a civilian campaign and the families and all of the friends associated with it. It effing failed. It effing failed in a glorious fashion. And Donald Trump became the president. And as much as I was never a fan of Donald Trump, I am so glad that he kicked that harpy from hell's ass. Because if she sold the State Department, then by God in heaven, she would have sold the presidency. Let's look to your comments, shall we? Right over here. Hillary for president. Okay, Robert, I get that. That's cool. America would be a smoking A+ if they did. I don't know what that is. Burnout Bernie, Robert. Thank you. Okay, cool. All right. Let me look at all my posts. You guys are commenting so nicely. I appreciate it. And if you wouldn't mind also just share the broadcast. I'd appreciate that. Man, we got some great shows here. Let's see here. George Soros spends hundreds of millions of dollars through groups all over the USA. I agree 100%. Couldn't agree with you more, my brother. He's behind the idiotic women's march, which is nothing more than a leftist women's march. It's a joke. It's an absolute joke. Laura, Margene, thank you for joining me tonight. Also, guys, if you don't mind, I'd love to know where you're watching. If you write me, tell me where you're writing from, because I like to share the information. It's kind of cool. It's an honor for me to know that you are listening in places like Kentucky and Florida and all that. So if you'd share that, I'd really appreciate it. All right, let's see what else here. Let's talk about Sean Hannity, and this is again, these are things that I've said in the past. Mark Levin parroted what I've said before. Take my word for it. If not, don't worry about it. Ain't no thing. But Hannity did a nice monologue on this last night. With regard to the FBI not telling the FISA court that this whole Russian conspiracy, they never said a thing about it. The dossier. They never said a thing to the FISA court about the dossier being paid for by the DNC, Hillary Clinton, and Barack Obama's organizing for America. Here's what I'll say about that. And I understand where Sean's coming from. Why in the F did the FISA court not ask where this came from? That's what I'd like to know. Why would a court in good stead, created, by the way, for the surveillance of terrorists, why in the F did they not ask where this came from? That's the only hole in this argument that I have a problem with, guys. It is. You can write me if you'd like to share. Here is Mr. Hannity talking about the FBI not telling the FISA court that it was paid for, the dossier was paid for by Democrats and Hillary Clinton.
The application failed to disclose that the identities of Mr. Simpson's ultimate clients were the Clinton campaign and the DNC. Why would the FBI, in making a FISA application against an opposition party in an election year and knowing it's paid for by the Clinton campaign and the DNC, why would they not tell the FISA court judge? That, to me, is a serious omission, and one that states there's a political motive behind all of this.
I get it, and I believe you. But why would a FISA court judge not ask where this came from? These are complexities that we can't understand because we're not there. But why didn't the court judge? Why didn't my wife's like, what are you yelling for? Because I get passionate about stuff. Why didn't the court judge or whatever ask where this came from? Why didn't they cooperate? it makes me wonder if this went above the FBI and the DOJ. And maybe there were people in the FISA court, maybe people shopped judges to some degree. And they said, okay, we'll do this. Am I off base here, guys? Because wouldn't it be easy for the FISA court to say, where did this come from? Yeah, guys, if you think this goes all the way to the presidency, don't you think maybe the FISA court's involved? I could be wrong. I'm just saying, usually my gut's very right. Here is Hannity talking about the FBI relying on the Steele dossier for the FISA court warrant.
In short, it appears the FBI relied on admittedly uncorroborated information funded by and obtained for Secretary Clinton's presidential campaign in order to conduct surveillance of an associate of an opposing presidential candidate. This is right here in the...
What's really funny is that so many of my conservative brethren are willing to give the FISA court a pass. I'm like, where did you get this information before we approve the surveillance of a campaign? Where did you get this? Where did it come from? It's very, don't you think that they'd have to admit where they got it? Right? Mr. Hannity.
Right here. It did so based on Mr. Steele's personal credibility and presumably having faith in his process of obtaining information.
Okay. A lot of comments on this, and thank you, by the way, for so much. FISA court bribed. I wouldn't go that far. I mean, if it's keeping your job, maybe that's bribing. Robert says FISA judge liked the premise. Dude, yes. Robert, the FBI and the DOJ liked the premise. Whoa, wait. Hold on. Okay, so we heard Rush talking today about Barack Obama maybe being involved. Barack Obama saying that he wasn't involved in any investigation. I'll play the audio in a second. But at the same time, you've got this Peter Strzok and his concubine saying that the president wants to know everything about the investigation into Hillary Clinton. All right? So you got that. So do you suppose, okay, DOJ, FBI, Obama over here asking for more information on this. The middle here is this thing called the FISA court. Do you think they jumped over that? Or do you think there was somebody on the FISA court maybe who didn't give a crap about knowing how credible this dossier was? Am I wrong here? I don't want to sound like Alex Jones. I'm just trying to do common sense here, people. But honestly, DOJ, FBI, you've got this dossier paid for by Hillary Clinton, the Democrat Party, and it was Hillary Clinton because the Democrat Party's broke. Barack Obama's Organizing for America. They contributed $1 million. And you're expecting me to say nothing happened here. Here's FISA court. Here's FISA court. Here's FISA court. You know? and then over here, the president saying, I don't have anything to do with that. I don't have anything to do with that. You know, I was not involved. And then we hear Peter Strzok and his concubine saying, oh, no. He wanted to know everything. So you expect we're going to jump over the FISA court to Barack Obama and not say something happened here? Am I making sense here? I just think it is. I think DOJ, FBI, FISA court, Barack Obama, all in the bag. Am I wrong? Well, I mean, we have a great deal of reverence for our courts. We have a great deal of reverence for our FBI and our DOJ. But we saw a DOJ secretary, attorney general meet with a presidential candidate's husband on a tarmac the Saturday before Jim Comey said there would be no charges brought against, or there would be no indictment of Hillary Clinton. Really? I mean, how much you going to believe, folks? How much you going to believe? I'm just going to say this, even though, I'm nobody, right? I'm just Rob Carson. I'm doing the show here. I have a feeling that tomorrow or the next day, you're going to find out that the FISA court was involved with some degree, or at least turned a blind eye. Write it down. Write it down. I could be proven wrong. But even though I'm Little Rob Carson, who is a talk show host, and I've written for Rush Limbaugh for 25 years, I write political satire. You can't think that the FISA court turned a blind eye, or it went, la, 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 la. Where'd it come from? La, 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 la. We don't care. Yeah, I could be wrong. Laura Klein, right on Brian Thompson. Okay, Brian Thompson says, okay. FBI. Facebook controlling comments again. Patty says that Facebook is controlling comments right now as far as this broadcast is concerned. I hope not. I hope not. Deborah, Rob, you were so right. Deborah, you are my favorite viewer. In fact, I think you're the smartest person who ever walked on the face of the earth. I think you're fantastic. My God, you're incredible. Deborah, Rob, you're so right. Right on Brian Thompson, blah, blah, blah. You are doing great. Keep it up. Us deplorables need a voice. Laura, God bless you. Mwah. Share. Let's make this grow. Okay. What else we want to share? Oh, yeah, Barack Obama. Even though the Peter Strzok and his concubine, his lover, man, I mean, how hot and horny is that relationship that they shared a lot of text, right? Okay, I mean, I've been married for 20 years, right? But damn, it must be hot when you're a government, FBI person and you're banging the snot out of your colleague and all that. And I mean, you're writing politics, and you got to imagine the stuff that just involved this. It had to be pretty hot. I mean, it had to be really, really hot, because they were like, damn. If I was the wife of Peter Strzok or the husband of Lisa Page, I'd be, what? Where'd this come from? Where did this come from? Here is, this is funny. I remember this interview last year. Barack Obama, even though the Strzok and Page are saying that Barack Obama wanted to know everything about the the investigation into Hillary Clinton, here he is saying that he has nothing to do with it. He has nothing to do with it. Have you noticed how quiet he is the last couple of months? And Eric Holder and Barack Obama's attorney general. Well, it sure is quiet, right? I'm hearing crickets. Here is Chris Wallace talking to Barack Obama about his disinterest in the FBI investigation of the Hillary Clinton email scandal.
Can you direct the Justice Department to say Hillary Clinton will be treated as the evidence goes? She will not be in any way protected.
I can guarantee that. And I can guarantee that not.
You know, the great thing about Barack Obama is that everything he said, the opposite was true. He said he had the most transparent administration in the history of the country. It was a lie. It was bullcrap. He said that you can keep your health care plan, you can keep your doctor, and it was bullcrap. And this is the same thing here. What he says, if he says it enough, the American people, a lot of people go, oh, it must be true. That's actually an ancient philosophy that started in 1939 in Germany. If you repeat a lie enough, people will begin to believe it. I know, it's inflammatory. What the hell?
Because I give Attorney General Lynch a directive. That is institutionally how we have always operated. I do not talk to the Attorney General about pending investigations. I do not talk to FBI directors about pending investigations.
But apparently he wanted to know everything about this one.
We have a strict line and always have maintained it. Previous presidents.
Just to button this up.
I guarantee it.
Now watch him. He's filibustering, and he's going to shut down Chris Wallace. Watch this.
Guarantee that there is no political influence in any investigation.
You're as high as you were in high school when you were part of the Chum Gang.
Conducted by the Justice Department or the FBI, not just in this case, but in any case.
And she will be
full stop. Period.
And she will be treated no differently.
Guaranteed.
Full stop. Period.
Nobody gets treated differently when it comes to the Justice Department.
Why are you being so quiet? Why are you being so quiet? Honestly, as this story is unfolding, why are you not saying anything? Why are you not saying this is preposterous? Maybe things are getting a little close. I don't know. Let's have a little fun. I want to prepare something. This is not related to the topics of the day. Laura says, lied. Robert says, Obama, because he's not a citizen. Okay, I know, I understand. Tony says, treasonous administration. Whatever you say can and will be held against Obama. Not sure what that means. Again, comment and share and tell me where you're from. I'd appreciate it. Did you know that the fastest car in the history of mankind just broke all speed records? Did you know that? Did you know that? Did you know that a car traveled at 17,600 miles an hour in the last 24 hours? Did you know that? Didn't do it on the ground. Didn't do it on the ground. Did it in space. Now, this is pretty amazing to me because this Elon Musk, who's created the Tesla, which you and I can't afford, launched a Tesla into space and then a rocket to head to Mars. And this, I think, is a brilliant example of the private sector showing the government what for. Now, I've never been a fan of this Elon Musk guy. I don't know who the hell this guy is. But did you see that the Falcon Heavy rocket, the most powerful rocket in the world, was launched yesterday at Cape Canaveral? Not saying that. Some of it was NASA involved, but it was a private company. And just to spike them all, Elon Musk decided to put his car in one of the stage boosters, so it's released to circle the Earth with an astronaut dummy driving it. And it was so effing cool. And to me, it showed American ingenuity and the private sector. Here's the countdown yesterday. Amazing.
5, 4, 3, 2,
Plus 30 seconds if you can hear me over the cheering. Falcon Heavy heading to space on our test flight. Building on the history of Saturn V Apollo, returning pad 39A to interplanetary mission.
17,500 miles per hour is the escape velocity for Earth. I'm a science geek, okay? So as the Earth rotates and the Earth rotates, you have to fire something this way, and it has to go 17,000 miles an hour, or it goes, that's the way it works. And Elon Musk, this guy, he's like Richard Branson, 20 years younger. And I thought it was amazing. Did you think it was amazing to watch a car with an astronaut flying around the planet at 17,500 miles an hour? Unbelievable. Here's Elon Musk talking about going to Mars.
It really feels like we've got a shot at going back to the moon, going to Mars, and reviving the spirit of exploration that was Apollo. That was one of the things that got me so excited as a kid.
So we went ahead.
Feels like we've got a shot at going back to the moon, going to Mars, and reviving. Okay,
I already got that. Just to spike the ball, he put an effing car into space. I think it's spectacular. That is the American way, people. That is the American way. All right. Need more shares. Only got 98 shares. Share more if you would, please. So Donald Trump, he suggested that we have a military parade. Did you hear about this? Donald Trump decided, he told the military, he says, I want a military parade like the one they did over in France when he was over there. And everybody's freaking out about it. They're freaking out because they think that he wants to be a North Korean leader. And I wasn't crazy about it. I'm still not crazy about the idea of a military parade. Because that's what they do in Iraq and Iran. They did it in Egypt when Sadat was murdered. The military people, they got out and they killed the guy. And this is what the Soviet Union does when they march the missiles down and all that stuff. And I don't like that. I don't like that. I'm going to tell you the last military parade the U.S. had, and it was very militaristic. It had tanks and all sorts of stuff and airplanes flying over, and it was like, rah, U.S. kicks ass. And it wasn't that long ago. I'm going to share the details on that in a second. But apparently some people were very upset by Donald Trump saying, we need a military parade. And I understand celebrating the military. God bless them and doing a parade for them. Hell yeah. Here is, this is Democrat Representative Speer. When she heard about Donald Trump wanting a military parade, here's what she had to say about it. And Donald Trump's been compared to everybody in the world, by the way. Stalin, Nazi, Hitler, who else? I don't know, the cheetah from the Cheetos commercials. Oh, you know. But here she is. This is the latest comparison of Donald Trump to despotic leaders in the past.
I was stunned by it, to be quite honest. I mean, we have a Napoleon in the making here, and I believe that we have so many issues around the world in terms of preparing for wars that are ongoing and wars that may be, in the offing because of what's happening in North Korea.
Whatever. In North Korea, blah, blah, blah,
it's
blah.
really a waste of money, and I think everyone should be offended by his need to.
She's a Democrat. She's talking about a waste of money. Wow, a Democrat talking about wasting money. Imagine that. Couple of problems with it. If you bring in if you do the big kind of military parade like they do in, North Korea or whatever, the infrastructure, they will crush the concrete, okay? The big missile launchers and all that crap, all right? I think, listen, as far as a military parade, just celebrating our military, bringing in bands and soldiers and all that stuff, why the hell not? I do believe if you're looking at the highest percentage of people who would die for their country and die for you and me, probably the military. Yeah. Because that's what they sign up for. Yeah. So maybe wouldn't be bad to honor them occasionally. Saying. Here is a CNN's Joan Walsh comparing a military parade with Donald Trump to the obvious, which is North Korea.
I think it's very fair. This is not something that we do. We also know that the president actually wanted there to be tanks and other military equipment during his inaugural parade, but was told that the streets of Washington wouldn't stand for it. This is very, the thing about the word authoritarian, it's a little bit extreme, but you've got to look at the context of what this man has done from the beginning. He has said he wanted to lock up his opponent, Hillary Clinton.
Oh, shut up.
Then he said when he got elected, he wasn't going to lock her up. But in fact, that's also authoritarianism because it's not his decision. He doesn't get to decide. Weaponizing
the IRS and the DOJ and the FBI, that's not authoritarian, I guess. But saying you'd like to have some military members in a parade, that certainly is, apparently. Oh, Alice, thanks for 100 shares. Robert says, scare the hell out of your enemy. Oh, Tracy says, tell it like it is. Thank you for listening in Illinois. God bless you, girl. Could be a guy. Tracy, you never know. I'm not a big fan of the military parade with the missiles and the whole deal, but honoring our military with the ticker tape parade. Do you want to guess when the last military parade was? In our nation's capital. It featured soldiers. It featured salutes. It featured armored vehicles rolling down Constitution Avenue and all that stuff. You want to guess what year it was? Guess. Quickly. Guess. What year was it? Was it 1943? Was it 1935? Was it 1919? When was the last time a major military parade happened in our nation's capital? which is so offensive right now, the possibility that it's North Korean-esque. Want to guess what year? Let me look at my comments real quick. What year was the last military parade? Do you know the question? Robert says, why not? I like parades. I get that, Robert. When was the last big military parade in Washington, D.C.? You want to guess? Come on, veterans. I know I got some veterans who were part of this war watching this. I know there are some people watching this. Hell, we might even have some, people who are part of this glorious enterprise known as Liberty One TV. You might know. Here it is. 1991. Laura gets it right. Laura, you kick ass. 1991, people. This was the Persian Gulf War. America's victory in the Persian Gulf War. Hundreds of thousands of patriotic Americans lined the streets of the nation's capital to cheer on the veterans of Operation Desert Storm. They beat the crap out of Iraq and successfully liberated Kuwait in 43 days. And I don't even remember the casualties. I remember I was 25 years old. And I remember I was in Kansas City. I was at a bar. And there were a bunch of guys my age who were getting ready to get shipped off. And I bought them a round of drinks. And they went off. And now those guys are my age. Now those guys are my age. God bless them. They kicked ass and they take names. It wasn't 1945, Janice. It was 1991. 1991, the correct answer. The correct answer. All right. So Donald Trump made a joke the other day, and some people are saying it's not a joke. He said that people who didn't applaud for him at the State of the Union, they were committing treason. Now, I want you to listen to this. Listen to this, because it was a joke.
Sounding at one point like an undemocratic strongman, the president also ripped into Democrats for not applauding him enough at the State of the Union speech, saying that was treasonous.
They were like death and un-American. Un-American. Somebody said treasonous. I mean, yeah, I guess why not?
It's a joke.
Can we call that treason? Why not?
It was a joke. Somebody said, and this is how I work at credit. Somebody said treason? Why not? Why not? Come on, man. Grow a gosh darn sense of humor. There have been numerous times that the Democrat and media have accused Donald Trump and his family of treason, okay? But here is Jeff Flake, and thank God he is leaving that effing Senate. He's from Arizona. He's a POS, and he's part of the swamp. Here he is on the floor of the Senate talking about Donald Trump and the treason joke that he finds very troubling.
Have we arrived at such a place of numb acceptance that we have nothing to say when a president of the United States casually suggests that those who choose not to stand or applaud his speech are guilty of treason? I certainly hope not.
Oh, God.
One who levels such a charge...
Oh, the melodrama is so fantastic.
...knows neither the meaning of treason nor the power that the words of a president carry.
Oh, shut up.
And if we are numb to such words,
yes,
then we will surely regret that we failed to defend our colleagues in the Congress against such a vile remark.
Yeah, you'll be selling cars in a year. Here's Sarah Huckabee Sanders responding to April Ryan talking about Trump with regard to treason. And she apparently thinks, oh, no, this is actually Huckabee responding to Jeff Flake's comments we just heard. Check this out. It's funny.
Can you say for the sake of the future that you agree with Senator Flake on that treason or treasonous is not a punchline, is not a joking matter?
Look,
what the hell?
Honestly, I'm not going to respond directly to Senator Flake's comments. I I don't really care what Senator Flake has to say. I don't think his constituents do either, and I think that's why his numbers are in the tank.
Wow, that was harsh.
The president was clearly joking with his comments, but what isn't a joke is that Democrats refuse to celebrate the accomplishments of last year that has helped all Americans. What I don't understand, and what I don't think the country understands, is why Democrats are so upset about lower taxes and higher wages. That's something that every American should be celebrating, not crying about, not sitting on their hands for. Democrats are going to have to make a decision at some point really soon. Do they hate this president more than they love this country?
Whoa, that is a sick burn. That is a sick burn. Where does the time go with you guys? Where does the time go? I come in here and I've had a rough day and all that, and you guys just make it go so fast. You guys just kick ass, man. Thank you for the shares. Thank you. Share with others. Now, I'm going to tell you something real quick here. There is another site called twitch.com, and I'm doing a second show, which starts in 14 minutes, okay, on twitch.com. This is a glorious experiment. I'm not abandoning this wonderful network, and Terry Littlepage and his daughter Chelsea, who put this together. I'm not. I'm doing a second show on Twitch, twitch.com. Look up Rob Carson Show. All right. Here's what I need you to do. Will you please subscribe to my page on Twitch, Rob Carson Show, because I want to gain affiliate status. I have to have so many people who subscribe and all this stuff. Very, very important, because it's going to pay my bills and it's going to show others that it's possible to do what we're doing here and keep the lights on. So again, it's twitch.com. All right. I'd appreciate it. I also want to thank, and I haven't even mentioned my darn sponsors tonight. You've seen Pit Barrel Cookers right here all night. Pit Barrel. They are out of Kentucky. And listen, if you want to barbecue and you want to grill and you want to make food that makes people go insane, and I'll just say, it's glorious. Pit Barrel smokers, you hang the meat in them, and they're completely surrounded by smoke and heat, and they are absolutely effing brilliant, and they're incredibly affordable. And this company was created by a veteran with PTSD, and when he came home from Iraq, he smelled barbecue from some veterans who made it for him to welcome back, and when he smelled it, he said, I'm home. If you would go to pitbarrelcooker.com, you're thinking about getting a smoker, and maybe you're considering learning about smoking meats and making the sickest damn barbecue you ever had in your life. Pitbarrelcooker.com, and you order there, and I think the most expensive item they have is the big one there, and it's $300. And I've seen electric smokers that cost more than that, and they ain't worth nothing. This will last you for years and years and years and years, and you will be legendary. You will be legendary no matter where you live, with regard to smoking and barbecuing meats and ribs and pork butt, and oh my God in heaven, it's so glorious. Also, my T-shirts, there they are. T-shirts, hats, mugs, the whole deal. Just go to tpublic.com/conservatees, tpublic.com/conservatees. Got the new Uranium one there with Hillary Clinton, making Russia great again. You can't coexist with someone to kill you. Veganism is an eating disorder. I absolutely stand by that 100%. All of those, tpublic.com. Look for conservatees. I would appreciate it. Final comments. Let's see. We thank you, Rob. Great job, brother. Robert, God bless you. Share. Let's make this work. Shirley Saylor, thank you. God bless you, too. Marty, another great show. Thank you for lowering your standards and thinking I have a great show. I'm just kidding. Share with others, please. Join me on Twitch. Watch me. Twitch.com, Rob Carson Show. I'm on there at the top of the hour, and I'm doing a second show, and it's not anything. It's just I want to show Liberty One what's possible. There's so much possible with the alternative media. Okay? So, in the meantime, have a glorious evening. God bless you. And I will talk to you tomorrow. Same time, same place. LibertyOneTV.com. See you then.
Thanks for listening to The Rob Carson Show. Friend him on Facebook at Carson Show, on Twitter at Rob Carson, and on Instagram, I think Facebook and Twitter are enough for now. We'll see you soon.